When you hear the name Ryan Reynolds, I'm sure the first thing that comes to mind is the fast-paced, action-packed comedy Deadpool. From earning a measly $150 for an acting gig in 1991, where he starred in a Canadian-produced teen soap, 15, this loudmouthed superhero has come a long way into Hollywood. Nowadays, Ryan Reynolds is one of the top earners in the movie industry, as he rakes in a lot of cash from both endorsements and big-ticket films, and his bank balance certainly proves it. This amazing actor is worth close to $150 million, which is so much more than any of us could ever imagine. However, Ryan is not afraid to spend these millions, whether it's splurging it on properties or building a garage filled with his engine babies. So if you were Ryan Reynolds, what would you spend your millions on? Well, if you're looking for some ideas, here are the top things Ryan Reynolds spends his millions on. And at the end of the video, you can let us know how you would flaunt your wealth. Be sure to leave a like on the video if you enjoy, and let's get right into number 1. One thing that Ryan Reynolds spends his millions on is property. This superstar has been married twice, the first time being to Scarlett Johansson, and now he is happily married to his wife Blake Lively. However, for both marriages, he has shown that he doesn't spare any expense when it comes to buying property. While he was married to Scarlett Johansson, they purchased a property known as the House Next to Hollywood. This fantastic edifice had a private master suite, huge glass windows, and even a saltwater pool. However, when the pair divorced, they had to sell this $2 million home. Ryan Reynolds has been married to Blake Lively since 2012, and together they share 2 lovely kids. Therefore, it is only fitting that he got a house that has everything he needs to raise a happy, loving family. In this case, it is a fantastic property in Westchester County that is about an hour drive from Midtown Manhattan and all its chaos. This mansion is a whopping 4,753 square feet and has a massive brick wall to keep out the noisy paparazzi. It also features a 2-bedroom guest suite, complete with a custom stone terrace overlooking a beautiful body of water. However, that's not all. There is also about 1.8 acres of land for both the big and little kids to play around in. Now let's talk about how much Ryan had to sacrifice for this lavish living space. This luxurious pad is estimated to be about $2.35 million and was bought by the family in 2012. Not only that, he also has a home in Nottingham Place in Los Angeles, California, worth an estimated $2.9 million. Ryan Reynolds didn't build himself up from earning $150 per episode from his first gig to working in more than 57 films by hoarding his cash. In fact, our favorite Ryan Reynolds propelled himself up the ladder to lounge with the highest paid actors in Hollywood by spending on his movies. When Ryan was producing the Deadpool movie, he paid 2 of his screenwriters thousands of dollars to ensure that they were always on set to bring his vision of the movie to life. If we remember the Deadpool from the X-Men and Wolverine comics, the character was more of a sulking mutant with a sealed mouth. This wasn't particularly thrilling to Ryan, and he converted this character into the hyperactive, hilarious, and wisecracking lunatic we all know and love in the movies. We could say this singular act contributed to the worldwide success of the Deadpool movie and ultimately paved the way for Deadpool 2. This movie earned a fantastic $782 million, which is a far cry from its budget of $58 million. Deadpool 2 then grew to $785 million worldwide and became the highest grossing R-rated movie in history until the Joker movie took over this record in 2019. Anyway, when it comes to spending on his films to get the best of the best, Ryan Reynolds doesn't hold back. No matter how much it sets him back, it looks like in the long run, it is eventually worth it. When celebrities have enough money to burn, one of the most obvious choices is to splurge it on a few fancy cars. So, what are some of the crazy sets of wheels that Ryan has sitting in his garage? Well, there is the Lamborghini Aventador, sitting at a whopping $402,995, but his green side must have taken over when he partnered with Nissan and purchased the environmentally friendly Nissan Leaf, which sits at around $31,600. But that's not all. He also bought himself a Cadillac Escalade that has an estimated worth of $64,000. Other cars in his collection include the $65,290 Dodge Challenger SRT8, the $24,000 Chevrolet Equinox, which he drives with Blake when skipping around town in Vancouver, and the 2011 Toyota Prius, worth $22,000. Apparently, when it comes to rolling out the big bucks, Ryan doesn't mind spending his wealth on a few average cars as well to help him stay under the radar. Okay, we have a little secret to spill about Ryan Reynolds. Yes, he spends a lot when it comes to stocking his garage with expensive cars. However, his garage has something a little more than cars. Believe it or not, Ryan is not much of a car man, but when it comes to moving on the road, he also loves to spend thousands of dollars on motorcycles. He has quite an impressive collection, filled with these two-wheelers that are a beauty to behold. So let's take a look at some of the motorcycles Ryan's millions went into. First, Triumph Thruxton, that is worth approximately $17,000, which has quite the mileage and also looks great. He also has the Ducati SC1000, which could be purchased second-hand at roughly $30,000. Not only that, his collection also contains a Ducati GT1000, valued at approximately $10,495. The Triumph Bonneville, valued at about $10,400 with its sleek look, and the 1975 Honda CB750, which costs about $4,000. His motorcycle collection is running to about $100,000, but we haven't mentioned what could be the most remarkable one yet. We're talking about the 9 o'clock gun, which you might know more as the 1964 Triumph 650. This two-wheeler was specifically rebuilt for Ryan, and is one of his many loves in life that isn't human anyway. Ryan certainly enjoys having these bad boys in his garage, and every now and again, you would see him taking one out for a joyride on the streets in the city. Remember, we mentioned earlier that Ryan Reynolds is currently on his second marriage. Well, this lover boy spends quite a lot to make his woman happy. His first marriage to Scarlett Johansson in 2008 had all the glitz and glamour you would expect from a celebrity wedding. However, this wedding took place just 4 months after they announced their engagement, and they had the reception in front of modest guests of just over 60. So, in a remote wilderness retreat just outside of Vancouver, and standing not so far away from a $3,000 wedding cake, they said their vows. However, this expensive cake that had to be driven from 3 states wasn't the only thing that racked up quite a bill. Ryan paid more than a whopping $50,000 bill to have the band Florence and the Machine perform at their wedding reception. Now let's move on to the very expensive wedding ring that was quite the center of attention. This beautiful piece of jewelry has an estimated worth of $40,000. Now that's a lot of money to be carrying around almost 24/7. A lot of women would probably never want to take such a fantastic ring off their fingers, and who can blame them? This ring was an 11-carat light brown diamond, which looks to be a spin on 2 stone shapes. It was quite a sight in the sunlight. However, the marriage ended soon after, and Blake Lively came on the scene in 2012. However, in this case, Ryan Reynolds decided to go bigger and purchase Blake a $2 million ring, which contains a 12-carat center diamond, as well as an incredibly rare light pink stone. And while some lovers around the world were celebrating Valentine's Day with flowers and chocolate, Ryan Reynolds was gifting his woman with an 18-carat rose gold diamond set of earrings from Anita Co. These beautiful earrings were shaped like Cupid's arrow and are worth around $1,700. Although this couple is leading a quiet life, we do see this epic display of love now and again, especially with the kids around. When Ryan is not spending his money on expensive jewelry, properties, and motorcycles, he is spending his money to make more money. Ryan Reynolds is big on investments, and one of his big moves was to reinvest his money through a wireless phone company by the name of Mint Mobile. Ryan owns this company, which is known for its budget-friendly phone plans. As Ryan says, while every other tech titan is off chasing rockets, I'll corner the budget-friendly wireless sector. Like most people, I only use rockets 10-12 times a year, but I use my mobile device every single day. Typical Ryan. And we also love that about him. Ryan also took a different approach to advertising compared to his tech counterparts. While other companies spent about $4 million on Super Bowl ads, Ryan bought an ad for one page in the New York Times and offered a unique Super Bowl promo. He announced that he would give out 3 months of service to anyone who signs up for his Mint mobile phone service before the end of the big game. Smart, right? Well, that put quite a dent in his pockets, running into millions of dollars. And that doesn't include the multi-million dollars he spent in buying the majority share of the company. However, when it comes to investments, we can see that Ryan doesn't hold back at all. The same can be said for his move to buy a sizable stake of the aviation American Gin Company. This is a drink he is not stingy with, as he brings it around to interviews, when he shares with others and enjoys a few laughs. When asked why he bought this company, he said, "I did this for one simple reason. It is the best damn gin on the planet." According to rumors, Ryan Reynolds spent as much as $600,000 to bring this deal to life, and this was in 2018 when he got significant partial ownership. We wish this entrepreneur the best of luck with his future investments and business ventures. Quick question. Have you ever seen Ryan Reynolds in awful clothing? Well, I haven't either. And that's probably because Ryan spends a lot to make sure that he looks good every time he steps out of his home. Whether he is attending official events such as the Met Gala in his sleek tuxedo, rocking a classic black and white suit, or making the ladies swoon with a fancy three-piece, Ryan never disappoints with what he wears. He typically either buys or rents his clothing, but we can all agree that Ryan never goes wrong with his wardrobe. His closet contains tens of thousands of dollars worth of stylish clothing, and he certainly doesn't mind flaunting them on special occasions. As you can see, nothing is too weird when it comes to Ryan Reynolds' spending habits. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to click the like button and subscribe to our channel so you can be the first to see what we have planned for our next video.